Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. This is Doug with News and Views by Doug. And if you're new to the channel, this is where I give my observations and opinions on world events, politics, and pretty much anything else I feel like talking about. So hopefully there's a federal investigation going on into the California rigged voting that just took place this last Tuesday. And even CNN's calling out some of the issues along with NBC, some of the mainstream media. But they're still counting votes. They're still getting votes in well after the election ended, which was last Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Coast time. But they're still getting ballots in. And it looks like Spencer Pratt has now been kicked out of the number 2 position up in LA. And this was after the number 3 person who was running for the mayor's. She had already conceded defeat. She was sat there in her party and she was crying how she just didn't get enough votes from the people. And here's a week later, she suddenly passes Spencer Pratt. So hopefully they're going to find out what's going on, because I know last week the feds raided one of the voting centers. But Gavin Newsom's refusing to turn over any of the records. He's even denying them the voter records where the state is supposed to get rid of all the dead people. And Shirley Weber. She's the California Secretary of State. She didn't do her job. And so now they're under investigation. They're supposed to get rid of all the dead people. And people that, 106, 107 years old. And Nick Shirley came into California, and he started showing that there was post office boxes with 20 people registered to that post office box that were voting. He went to one location that was an empty, fenced-in parking lot, and that address had registered voters. It's not good. So in the governorship right now, you've got Xavier Becerra, who supposedly has been placed as one of the people running in November. And now we're waiting to find out if Steve Hilton can hold on. And you just get the strange feeling that, what's his name, the Tom Steyer, that he's going to sneak in. So the Democrats have 2 instead of 1 Republican, 1 Democrat. The fraud is just unbelievable. And I tell you what, if the feds don't do anything, if Tom Steyer passes Steve Hilton, I'm done. I'm no longer going to vote, because my vote doesn't matter, no matter what they tell you. Tired of playing the game. Tired of the complete bullshit that Californians do. How many of these idiots still voted for Eric Swalwell, even though he dropped out of the race 2 months ago? And he still got votes. People still voted for him. And there was other clowns that were running for the governors, and they literally got thousands of votes that they should have given it to one of the top 4 candidates. Now, I admit, I voted for Chad Bianco, and he finished in 4th place. But again, I'm tired. I think both sides are corrupt. The voting's definitely corrupt in California. And, we'll see if Gavin Newsom wants to run for president. If he does, hopefully America will wake up. And you still got the Democrats that are supporting that Nazi in Maine, Plattner. The guy's a piece of shit. And the Democrats are saying, hey, it's okay to have a Nazi. So you know what? If he's voted in, I don't want to ever hear any conservative being called a Nazi or a fascist, because the left will have one in their midst. Bernie Sanders is backing him. And these are the people that, as soon as they run out of a good argument, the first thing they do is they call you racist. They call you KKK, Nazi, fascist, pedophile, pedo lover. Yeah, they always come up with the names. I got a few names from them, but this is kind of a family show. So yesterday we reported how Israel was hitting the Hezbollah guerrillas, terrorists in southern Lebanon.
Here they go. Bombs are making impact. You can hear the explosions in the aftermath. And right there, you can see it on your screen. Let's go back to when they hit. So significant there.
And Iran attacked Israel almost immediately, just a barrage of ballistic missiles. And almost 99% of them were shot down by the Israeli Iron Dome defense. But a few rockets made it to the ground, but didn't cause any real damage, and no one was hurt. And then even the Houthis down in Yemen decided to get involved, and they sent a missile. It was shot down. You know, someone described the Houthis as the little chihuahuas wanting to be in the fight with the big dogs, so they keep nipping at the ankles. But yeah, you have to watch out for those little chihuahuas. They can cause some damage. So it was reported that Israel just bombed the crap out of Iran. And
now, one of the biggest things to mention is that
Tehran, and they dropped bombs and missiles on facilities, factories, petroleum centers, and that they even may have killed, let me get this here, the IRGC Brigadier General Ahmad Bahadi. Don't know if I'm saying that right. And don't know if he was being targeted or if he just happened to be at one of the locations that they bombed. But now it's been reported he's dead. And he's the one that was out there bragging on TV how he was going to make the Gulf of Oman a bloodbath. Well, like I said, social media says he's dead. You know, I did some reading because I was wondering if the Muslims were running out of virgins for their martyrs. You know, they're supposed to get 72 virgins when they go to their heaven. And it turns out they're actually not women. They're angels. They are pure light. So God gives them angels. Now, it was also reported today that the U.S. Navy stopped a Palauan flagged oil tanker that was trying to run the blockade. And they fired a Hellfire missile into the engine and steering compartment and stopped the ship.
Coming out of the back of the ship, where the engine room and steering spaces were hit, you can see a U.S. Navy ship right there on the screen, monitoring it. And then right there, I'll pause it right there so you can get a good look at it. Right there, it is obviously smoking.
And this is the seventh one that this has happened to since the blockade has begun. And then President Trump asked the Israelis and the Iranians to stop attacking each other and try to, let's get that peace talks going. But as I've said before, it's just complete bullshit. There's no peace talks. But Iran signaled that they would not attack Israel, for now. It's been said by many that in the Middle East, if the countries would drop their weapons, there would be peace. But if Israel dropped its weapons, and they were the only ones to do so, they would disappear from the face of the earth. So, hey, Israel, I back you. Defend your people, defend your country, defend your religion. And if anyone attacks you, wipe them out. Okay. So anyways, folks, that's what's going on today. Again, it's Monday. It's the 8th of June. Stay safe out there, folks. Hopefully the feds will do something about the voter fraud in California. And I can start voting again. Folks, you take care. Please be safe out there.